One of my favorite video game franchises of all time is Battlefield. Specifically, my favorite games, probably Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Those two I have a lot of time into. So I keep up on the series. I wasn't a big fan of Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5, but I've been kind of in the loop. And we all know that Battlefield 2042 has been like a comically large failure. It was like DICE took their reputation, put it in a trash can nice and neatly, poured some gasoline on it, and then lit it on fire like a hobo trying to stay warm on a winter night. And apparently they're going to be dedicated to fixing the game. I don't really know if they're going to be able to pull it off, even if they make the game more playable. I think the damage to their reputation is done. And I think getting people to come back to the game after they had a terrible experience is always something that's difficult to do, but I thought we should talk about it, so without further ado, let's go. DICE is only focusing on Battlefield 2042 and has no time for other projects right now. I mean, yeah, if they are going to fix Battlefield 2042, it's gonna be all hands on deck. They're not gonna have time with anything else. That game has just been an absolute train wreck. But I also wonder if this is actually the smartest move. I mean, call me crazy, but I feel like the reception Battlefield 2042 has had, it might be better to just kind of start developing the next one and say, wow, that was really embarrassing and horrible. Just because the amount of work it's going to take to fix that game versus just making a better game, I don't know which one would be less work. That's how messed up Battlefield 2042 is. The one thing that I'll give them credit for is, like, obviously a lot of people shelled out money for the game. In the current state it's in, it is insulting that they made you pay for it. It is. It definitely is. So I could see, in order to win some favor back with, like, the most die-hard Battlefield fans, fixing the game, making it playable would make them trust them maybe enough to buy the next one. It really sucks to see what happened to DICE. I think Call of Duty went through the same era for a little bit too. It's kind of getting better, but like Battlefield's just kind of lost what made it Battlefield. It feels like DICE just started doing the whole, oh, we can just milk as much money as humanly possible from this. It'll be sick. And that works for a while, but eventually people kind of catch on, and if you release too many crappy games in a row, you're gonna have a revolt on your hands. Anyways, the start of the article talks about how, like, Mirror's Edge 3 is going to be in development hell because they're going to be so focused on it, and how the president of DICE talked about how they're going to try to fix the game. If you're a Battlefield fan, Coutaz, whatever it is fully dedicated to pulling the game out of the gutter. Battlefield 2042 was received pretty negatively at launch, and the rumor mill churned as leakers claimed that DICE had already drawn a line under the game and moved on. He says that that's not the case, and that they wouldn't do that to our players and wouldn't do that to themselves. I don't want to use the word revenge because it's too strong in English, but you know, we cannot leave it like that. As I said, we owe it to our players. Well, this is a complete change from how most game company presidents act. I feel like most game company presidents just got their entire personality from, like, Scrooge McDuck. They used to watch DuckTales and went, I want to be the guy diving into the money who's also just mean to everyone. Usually they're just wiping the tears with the $100 bills that people have given them to pre-order the, like, prestige edition of the game. We are so sorry that you guys are disappointed. Trust me, I've been thinking about how disappointed you guys are a lot while I count all of my money in my mansion. At least this guy says they won't do it to the players. I also don't know if he would necessarily come out and say that they've abandoned the game. And I love how the article says that it was received, you know, pretty negatively, as if it's not one of the worst rated games in, like, the last year. I would say Battlefield 2042 is almost good for the gaming industry because it's like such a bad launch that it makes every other kind of bad launch look better. Kind of like how Cyberpunk 2077, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, that had a really bad launch. So by comparison, if you have a better launch than that, you're good now. So like every first-person shooter game is thinking, well, you know, we don't want to release a bad game, but if we do, it won't be as bad as Battlefield 2042. I think DICE is just in full, like, recovery mode from all the bad PR that this game has gotten them. And I hope they can figure it out. Like I said, I love the Battlefield franchise. If they would, like, remaster Battlefield 4, that would be all the gameplay you guys would see for an incredibly long time. And maybe I'll give Battlefield 2042 a shot because it's like 50% off on Steam right now. Probably because it's that bad. They're like, please, we will do anything just to get people playing this again. I don't know. I hope they can figure it out because I think it is one of the better first-person shooter franchises. And I think when when Battlefield and Call of Duty are both doing well, they kind of like compete with each other and both the games get better, whereas right now, I think both of them just, God, come on, figure it out, man. Coutaz said she wants the team to be really proud of Battlefield 2042, adding that we want DICE to be the #1 spot for first-person shooter games in Europe and one of the powerhouses in the world. It's a fabulous team and we're gonna make magic together. Well, it was magically bad. Like, technically you guys already did create magic. I mean, people have made a lot of YouTube videos roasting the game you made, so you gave them some magic. Some dude's looking at his analytics from the last month. Yo, this is poppin'. I'm just roasting Battlefield 2042. I do think DICE does have insane talent. Like I said, I think about some of the great games that they've made. Battlefield 4 is, in my opinion, one of the best first-person shooters of all time. The gun customization, the map design, everything about it was sick, and I know that they made that game, so if they can do that, I think about Battlefield Bad Company 2, I think about Battlefield 3, and I didn't play a lot of Hardline, but I know a lot of people say that that was a solid game. If they can do that, they should be able to get back on track, and I would want to be making good games too. I've got a feeling when, like, developers release a game that gets received badly, they're not big fans of that. I don't really blame the developers. 9 times out of 10, what happens is the CEO of the company puts an insane deadline on them, makes them release a half-finished game or something. I don't think the people at DICE are sitting there like, haha, we would love to release garbage and then get roasted on the internet. I don't think it's the developers' fault, but yeah, I think EA, who owns DICE, is known for just demanding a lot of money and being like, we need profits, and not as much about making a good game. And I think there's a middle ground there. You can't take 30 years to make a game because your company will go out of business. But at the same time, I feel like the last 5 years or so of gaming, it's become increasingly obvious that a lot of companies don't really care about the quality of the game because they know people will buy it. And it's starting to bite a lot of them in the butt. It's better to take an extra 6 months or even an extra year on a game if it means it's going to be well received and have a lifetime of 5 years versus just pumping out a garbage title every year that barely has enough longevity to be popular for 2 months. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. It'll be interesting to see if they can save Battlefield 2042. Like I said, I hope they do, and I know they have the talent to, but if there's one place it would definitely suck to work at while you're trying to make good games and focus on things other than profit, it's EA. EA Sports will milk everything from your wallet. Like, that should be their real motto. And I know EA Sports doesn't make Battlefield. Could you imagine they reframe Battlefield as like a sports game? The ultimate Battlefield Paintball Simulator 8. Apparently Airsoft's getting added to the Olympics, so maybe they'll make a video game based on that or something. Either way, I just thought it was interesting. If anyone's a Battlefield 2042 fan, let me know in the comments section down below if I should get it. And press the like button if you enjoyed the video as well. If you like these types of videos, subscribe and turn on those notifications because I post 2 videos like this every single day, so you definitely want to have the noties on so you don't miss out. And yeah, on that note, guys, I think that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'm out. Peace.